Dracaris.
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of Digital Fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Today's deck is our very last deck from Wilds of Eldraine Early Access. It is over, the set has launched on Arena, and we do have a bunch of new brews coming that we've come up with since the set's launched, but this is the very last one from Early Access. And what we're doing here is we're utilizing dragons. Before we talk about the deck, I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons over at patreon.com/quarantinedcapricorn. That's Yuck Foozy, Squirrel, Noah Vincent, and Brittany at the Brew Crew Elite tier. And then, of course, our forever CPU savior, Terrence Rohrbach. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to push forward to the extent that I do. It does make my life so much easier to have you guys on board and supporting the channel, and I do appreciate it greatly. This deck is called Darkest Dragon. So we're utilizing dragons, we're using some of the new dragons from Wilds of Eldraine, but what really pushes this deck over the top is a new card called Thunderous Debut. And we're making great use of it here. I was a little worried that it wouldn't be consistent and it wouldn't quite pop off the way I envisioned it in my head, but it absolutely did in the games in Early Access, and you'll see as we move forward. Before we break down the deck, make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff really does help out the channel. Every single like and every single sub helps push the algorithm forward and gets us in front of so many more people, and I appreciate that more than I can explain with words. Also, we stream live every Monday through Friday over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/quarantinedcapricorn, because if I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. Leave me a comment down below about dragons. I have a couple other dragon deck ideas in the back of my head, and I've been thinking about brewing them. I've been sitting on them for a little while, and if you guys are interested in seeing other interesting, unique dragon decks, let me know, and maybe we'll do that in the coming weeks. But without further ado, let's check out this one, Darkest Dragon. Alright, so this one's called Darkest Dragon, and the idea here is we're using some new dragons and a new green card that's pretty wild to make dragons work in a way that people haven't really been able to make them work before. So we're going to talk about the new cards first, most important of which is Thunderous Debut. 2 green and 6 for a sorcery. It does have bargain. You look at the top 20 cards of your library, you can reveal up to two creature cards from among them. But if this spell was bargained, you put the revealed cards onto the battlefield, and if it wasn't, you just put them into your hand. So the idea here is if we can cast Thunderous Debut by ramping into it, this deck happens to try to do it with treasure, we can bargain, also use that treasure as something to sack for the bargain if we need to, among some other things in the deck that we can as well. And just find 2 insane dragons, smash them onto the field, and go ham. The best one to find is we've got 2 Capricious Hellraiser, because if we slam this and our graveyard doesn't have a ton of stuff in it yet, it's absolutely going to hit the Thunderous Debut again and recast it from the grave, and then you get 2 more things. So you have a Capricious Hellraiser and something else off the first cast, and then Hellraiser recasts it from the graveyard, and you get 2 more things. And a lot of times that's just so much value that you just completely overwhelm the opponent and win. We've also got 2 Malevolent Witchkite, which is another new dragon. 2 black and 4 for a 5/4 flying dragon warlock. And when it enters the battlefield, you sacrifice any number of artifacts, enchantments, and or tokens, and then draw that many cards. So since this deck is using a bunch of treasure to ramp up, a lot of times we have a lot of treasure left over, and we can actually sacrifice a bunch of those treasures, and sometimes occasionally a couple other things as well, and just draw a ton of cards. It's not quite Atraxa, but it's close enough. It's close enough, and it triggers all of our dragon synergies. It can be played from the graveyard with Rivaz. There's so many extra little bells and whistles to this guy over Atraxa. I don't think it's necessarily better than Atraxa, but in this deck in particular, because of the extra bells and whistles with the dragon synergies, I do think it's really interesting and does give Atraxa a run for its money in this particular build. We've also got 4 copies of Decadent Dragon. Now, if we play the dragon side, it's a 4/4 flying trample that whenever it swings, it's going to give us a treasure token. So that treasure token is going to help us ramp up to that spell that we need to, or our big dragons that we need to, and also give us sacrifice fodder for that Malevolent Witchkite if that situation arises. But what's also really cool about Decadent Dragon is it's attached to an adventure, which is called Expensive Taste. It's an instant for 1 black and 2. Lets us exile the top 2 cards of target opponent's library face down. You may look at and play those cards for as long as they remained exiled. So the good part about this is no matter what, those 2 cards stay exiled forever and we can always play them. Doesn't matter what the opponent does to anything on our board, they're always there to play. The bad side is we have to have the right color mana to actually play those spells. But in a deck like this, we're running so many treasures that it actually negates that downside. So this is one of the better decks you can use a card like this in, and this card is a ton of value packed into 1 card. So we're absolutely slamming 4, and we're making it happen. Moving on, we do have one other new card, and it's Bramble Familiar. What's cool about this is it comes down as a 2/2 that's a mana dork, so it is helping to ramp us, which is what we're trying to do with the entire deck. But also comes attached to an adventure. For 7 mana, we can do fetch quest, and it's almost like a mini Thunderous Debut. We get to mill 7 cards and then put a creature, enchantment, or land from among the milled cards onto the battlefield. So sometimes if we haven't found our Thunderous Debut yet, this can kind of fill in the interim and get us to something valuable enough to keep the pressure on the opponent and eventually get to the win. But what's really cool about the Bramble Familiar is you don't have to wait to cast the adventure side. You can put it down, use it as a mana dork, and then anytime later in the game you can pay 2 mana, tap it, discard a card, and return Bramble Familiar to its owner's hand. Sometimes you want to do that so that you can discard a Thunderous Debut if you have Capricious Hellraiser in your hand waiting to recast it. So there's a lot of really cool synergies you can utilize. We've also got 4 Invasion of Tarkir, because obviously it's removal of choice in a dragon deck. And if we flip it to Defiant Thundermaw, it's insane. We've got 2 Go for the Throat. Sometimes we just need to hard cast and kill a damn Sheoldred, and this gets it done. And sometimes we can even find it with our 2 Hoarding Broodlords. Normally 8 mana, but we can convoke it. It's a 7/6 flyer, and it lets us search for anything we want and exile it. And also, while Hoarding Broodlord's on the field, anything that we play from exile can be convoked by the creatures on the field, and that can snowball into a lot of value as well. And all of these big dragons can be sacrificed to Ziatora to not only do a ton of damage to our opponent's best creature or to their head, but also give us even more treasures off of Ziatora's trigger that we can then use to snowball into more value by playing another Broodlord or by sacrificing to Witchkite, and it just gets really insane. But where the deck really starts to shine is we've got 4 copies of the Dragon-Kami Reborn. So this is going to gain us 2 life on Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 while exiling a creature from the top 3 cards of our deck on Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So it's going to hold off aggro for a little bit, give us the life we need to survive while exiling some really big nasty threats. And then when it flips into Dragon-Kami's egg, if it dies or any other dragon dies, we get to play those cards from exile for free. And there's a lot of shenanigans we can do. We can flip it into Dragon-Kami's egg and then sacrifice a different dragon to another ability, like a Ziatora's ability or something, to get value off that one and play something for free. And then we can sacrifice the egg itself and play something else. And sometimes before we even sacrifice the egg, we've played a second egg that's exiling more stuff, and so we have even better card selection as what to play, because they actually cross over with each other. The Dragon-Kami Reborn doesn't care about which Dragon-Kami Reborn put hatching counters on your card in exile. anything that's got a hatching counter from any Dragon-Kami Reborn is going to trigger. And what's really cool is if you happen to have 2 flipped at the same time as both being Dragon-Kami's egg, and then you have one of your dragons die, both of the eggs are actually going to trigger, and that one dragon dying is actually going to let you play 2 creatures from exile, which is just nuts. Speaking of playing more creatures, we've also got Rivaz of the Claw, because it's 3 mana for a 3/3 menace that's going to let us play all of our dragons from the grave, which is crazy as it is, but it's also giving us 2 mana to spend in doing so. So a lot of times we can play Rivaz on 3, and then immediately play a 6-drop on turn 4. So we could go right into the Capricious Hellraiser or the Ziatora and really just get stuff done. Sometimes even the Malevolent Witchkite. And then at our 4-drop slot to go along with the Decadent Dragon, we have 4 Atsushi. And we absolutely want 4 of these because this is our sacrifice target of choice. It comes down. It is a problematic permanent for our opponent to deal with. Sometimes we force them to waste their removal on it, and we still get to capitalize by making treasures to ramp or to sacrifice to the Witchkite or exiling cards to play or whatever we might want to do with it. But also made them waste their removal, or maybe we traded with one of their creatures. So absolutely want 4 of, and a lot of times sacking this to things just allows us to completely go off. The deck is super fun. It's a good time. I think there's further room for evolution with it, but even just where it stands right now, there's something to it. There's definitely something to it, and I don't want to spoil it all right here, but you got to check out the games because they're pretty wild. And let's go check them out. We will keep 7. Okay, we'll start with some black mana that we don't have to pay life for. Then we'll move into some green mana. Probably best to just kill the Harvester. Pass the turn. Okay. That's a bummer. But you way ahead value-wise. Ziatora, you are exiled. Well, none of these are creatures, so... that is unfortunate. I think we'll just Atsushi. That's fine. Thank you for the treasures. I like treasure. I appreciate the treasure. Let's exile more things with hatch encounters on them, please. Sure. We'll just play Ziatora for free. You can go. Hey, there's the Witchkite. There is the Witchkite. Which means we need things to sacrifice to the Witchkite. Any target. Any target. Any target. Do like any target. We'll just hit this for 2. And we'll keep the other 2 treasures for the Witchkite. Charming Scoundrel, sure. Not a whole lot you can do, though. Got 4 mana, Shieldred. Sure. Okay. We'll take 2 more, go to 13 in order to keep our treasures. Another one? Oh god. Good lord. Do some of that. Good to me. He's got a Thunder Maw. We could sack it. It's better to sack our dragon after our Dragon-Kami's egg is flipped, because we'll get to play something if we do. I think we gotcha. We'll take the damage, it's fine. We need things to sacrifice. Problem is, we do need to get rid of the Shieldred. Post haste. Alright, down to 18. Play Atsushi. Now some serious shite's gonna happen. We've got a Dragon-Kami's egg. So we get to trigger everything. This is first, this is last. Four to the head. 3 treasure tokens. Play Malevolent Witchkite. Sack. You. We'll draw 4 cards. Play a Decadent Dragon. Pass. That seems good. That seems pretty good. Skibblebopple. We'll keep this. It's good to me. Hello. Proving ground. Are you going to play something we need to kill? We'll do some Bramble Familiaring. Rowan. We'll have to kill Little Miss Rowan. Do we hold up, go for the throat, or do we attack the Invasion of Tarkir? I think we attack. Sunset Revelry. Alright, that's 5 mana. Okay, didn't expect that. We'll do some of this. We'll hit the Hellraiser. Hellraiser seems good. Hellraiser can also replay the Dragon-Kami Reborn, which is nice. Rowan's coming back. And we'll hit a Bramble Familiar. Alright, we have 6 mana. I think we'll start with Expensive Taste. Go for the throat. And swing at the Tarkir. Next turn's gonna be kind of insane, I think. The end. Oh. At least it uses up his whole turn, though. Not the worst ever. I think we just play out his stuff at this point. What do we have exiled? Bramble Familiar and a Capricious Hellraiser. Let's play the Decadent Dragon, because if he kills it, it'll trigger the Dragon-Kami's egg. So he's kind of got to kill the Dragon-Kami's egg before the Decadent Dragon, which he's not going to want to do. Phyrexian Arena. Ooh, he does nothing. Alright, well, we'll start with this. Pfft. Okay. I should have just swung. Because I would have made the treasure, and then I could have cast the Thunderous Debut. Alright, Sheoldred in play. Decadent Dragon's really good in this deck too, because if it survives, it gives us treasures to sack to the things that want to sack treasures in this deck. Or just to get us to 8 mana for Thunderous Debut. But also, Decadent Dragon's always going to be its best in a deck where you have access to all 5 color mana to play the things off of Expensive Taste. No, we'll just let you. It's fine. Alright, this is gonna get real silly. We're not gonna be able to play a second thing. Do this. Then we will Thunderous Debut. We'll bargain it. We'll sack the Decadent Dragon. Oh, we have to sack an Artifact Enchantment or token. Okay, we'll sack the Kami Egg. That's fine. And then off the Kami Egg, we'll play Capricious Hellraiser for free. And then we'll replay the Dragon-Kami Reborn. And we'll hit another Capricious Hellraiser. And then we'll Thunderous Debut. And hit Witchkite and Hoarding Broodlord. Oh my god. And then Hoarding Broodlord will hit a Thunderous Debut. And then we sack stuff, I guess, to draw cards. I guess we'll just sack the one treasure and draw one card. Alright. That's nutty. We didn't really have anything left to sack to the Witchkite, but that's okay. We've got a Thunderous Debut which can be convoked. right? Pretty sure. We hit our Rivaz off of Atali. Yeah. We have way too much. Oh, it's the villain again. See if we can bring him some love. Dreams of Steel and Oil. What a deck, dude. Dawnheart Geist. Interesting. Very interesting. Gain some life. Get rid of Atsushi. Go ahead. Get rid of whatever you need to. Curse of Silence. Gained a bunch of life. Named Decadent Dragon. We gotta play Rivaz because we just need some actual board presence here. But we should have a really strong play next turn. Cut down. You kind of helped us. Give me all the treasure. Wait, what happened? Oh, right. We could have played Atsushi from the yard. Expensive taste. I don't want you getting rid of my Decadent Dragon. You can get rid of something else. Thank you. Six, 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 six. Swing 6. Do we want the Decadent Dragon in the yard? I think we do. Kill the Geist. Not dead after all. Okay. That's pretty sick. We can replay the dragon from the yard. Theoretically. Let's go with Fetch Quest. Ugh. That's no good. That's no good at all. Some treasures. Conceited witch. You are pretty conceited for a witch. Let's find a boy. What do I need? 9? 9 in the yard? Cycle out everything. Ziatora. Ha. This is more fun. This is more fun. Kaboomba! Kabaya! Yes, we do the thing. Everything is expensive. Don't think I can keep this. This one I can keep. And we'll put back the Broodlord. I didn't even realize you were still here, Isaac. I'm glad. I thought my my salt levels earlier might have scared you away. But I'm reining them in now. It's all good. Just gotta look at things from a different perspective. Do we just do 5 to the dome here? Like, when else am I gonna have time to do any of it? Let's just do it. Fair enough, Finn. Alright. I think we just Dragon-Kami Reborn here. Try and exile some things. We got a Witchkite, so that's good. Blossoming Tortoise has entered the building. And we will hit a Bramble Familiar, I guess. Play you. Play you. He's doing the Agatha's Soul Cauldron Blossoming Tortoise combo. I mean, I think we just jump here. Because we could really use the treasures. Alright, so we'll do this first. See what we hit. So we might hit like removal or something. And that would be good. A tortoise. A tortoise. Tortuga. What do we have exiled? Malevolent Witchkite. So if that's the case, we're gonna need this. We're gonna need those treasures off it dying in order to get value off the Witchkite. We'll draw 4 cards off the Witchkite and then trigger the Dragon-Kami's egg again and get the Bramble Familiar. That's the plan. Come on. Show me. Show me your moves. Another tortoise. Another land. Rough triplets, huh? That seems kind of wild. Treasures first, and then get the Witchkite. And then play the Bramble Familiar. Seems pretty okay. Karplusan Forest. use some of that. Alright, should we fetch quest? Or should we Ziatora? I think we just Ziatora. Green, red, black. Hold up a blocker. Five to you. And we'll make some treasures. Oh, you bastard. You absolute legend, you. I didn't see it. I forgot that Agatha's Soul Cauldron could just give a +1/+1 counter at instant speed for no mana. I forgot. That's fine. It is what it is. I will take the 6 damage. Actually, I have a better idea. Block and bounce. Because why not? Because why not? I need something. I have 7 mana. I guess we try Fetch Quest. That's not very good. That is really not very good. We kinda whiffed that one. I guess we just try and race them. That was definitely not what we wanted to hit, though. Alright. What is under this? So everything has the Thrill Seeker ability. which is terrifying. That means he can just sack to do 7, or more likely maybe 8. If he can just add 2 more power to his creatures, he'll win. In addition to the 1 counter he adds from the Soul Cauldron. Nope, still hasn't hit something that allows him to combo off. Plays an additional land. It's down to 20 cards. Alright. We need an absolutely epic play. Absolutely epic play. Thunderous Debut. That seems good. That'll work. That'll do it. We hit the Thunderous Debut. We grab a Broodlord and wait, what else is in our graveyard? Still. Invasion, Dragon-Kami. So if we want to hit an Invasion or a Dragon-Kami, we can get the Hellraiser. No, we'll just do that. And then we'll find some removal. Go for the throat. He'll sack it and do 7 to us. Oh no, he's gonna do it to Ziatora. Interesting. Okay. We'll play... What has Convoke? Because some of these things have Convoke. Right? Wait, why does it let me tap my Hellraiser for this? I'm confused. Why is it letting me convoke everything? That must be a bug. Right? Yeah, but Broodlord doesn't give everything Convoke. Oh, all spells from Exile have Convoke. That's crazy! I did not realize that. That is gnarly. All the cards that you cast from X, not just the one you exile with the Broodlord. Okay, so Broodlord in this set is insane. With all the adventures. That's kind of nutty. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of nutty. There's only 18 cards left in our deck. Alright, we'll hit Broodlord again. So sack and do 3 to something? To us, maybe? Go to 9. And then we smash. And I think we got him unless he's got removal. Alright, he's down to 2. Can he get there? If he puts a counter on this, he can sack it to do 4 damage. What you got, Knight? Is that enough? It might be. It's just not gonna do it. Unfortunately. Almost. You get me to 4. Almost. Mill 7. Go to 9 cards left in my deck. Why not? Hit all lands. Why not? Get some treasures. Why not? Expensive taste. Why not? Hello, good sir. We got you. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.